Happy Friday. I'm live a little bit early, 5 minutes early. Hope that's okay. But I honestly had nothing else to do except waiting around, so I didn't want to wait around. Let me know if my audio is coming in clear in the chat. I see digital in here, John. Thetis, Great American. How's it going, folks? All right, let me just share my Weeble screen here. You'll probably know. Hey, look at that. Good timing. Good timing, folks. Sounding beautiful. Thank you, Laurent. Brian Jar, hi from Norway. Awesome. Vern, Merlin, Scott, folks, awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Do let me know in the chat where you guys are tuning in from, city, state, country, whatever you guys feel comfortable sharing. Hey, folks, look at that. Breaking 900 as we go live. Look at that. 964 cents here. We're going to go through a lot in this power hour. We'll go through options. We'll go through some news stories that I have. We'll go through some tweets. Remember, if you ever want me to react to anything, or you just want to put something on my radar, feel free to tweet at me at Hey It's Yashu. Link should be in the description. And let me just make sure my chats are pulled up in the streaming software here. Okay, there we go. Jimmy from Denmark, Colorado, Francois, England, Joel, Vern, Mia Thori from Switzerland, Baton Rouge. There we go. Accumulating. How's it going? Roger from South Carolina. Germany. Folks, we are rallying. Keep putting that stuff in. Marcus. Sean, how's it going? Sean says from your Discord. A lot of the Juju Gang members in here. Hamilton, how's it going? Patrick, Felicia from Cape Cod. There we go. Saudi Arabia. Cool, Farhad. That's awesome. 90106. It seems like we're about to rally here in the next hour, and I hope so. I've got my Juju pulled up here. Hope you guys have your Juju as well. 904 is a 50 estimate. We'll go through that. I think that sounds right. Texas, Chicago, Switzerland. Another shy town. There we go. Okay. Oh, by the way, shout out to Griffin. Happy birthday, Juju Gang member. Happy birthday to you if you're watching on the replay. I'm not sure if you're in here. Joel says the fact that it's held 900 all day is great. Well, 900 actually has not held, but if we can close above 900, that's really where I'm not setting the bar there, but you know, if you want to set the bar on a really awesome close, a close over 900 would be awesome. This is the weekly graph on Tesla. Kind of a classic kind of breakout on the, if you want to call it like an elongated bull flag with fears of recession, war, and nuclear war in here, if you want to call it. But that's quite the weekly candle. Check out the weekly candle from a low of week of 760 to potentially closing above 900 in the same week. That's insane. And of course, it's FOMC week for sure. So, yeah, you guys are seeing a lot of puts closing today. Yeah, you know, and we'll go through some of that as well. I don't put too much. Weight into that. I look more into the gamma exposure, and we can go through the gamma. Hey, why not? Let's do it now. Hold on. Let me pull up my screen. You guys can probably see it. There we go. Let's check out the gamma exposure on Tesla. This is Tradietics, link in the description. If you want to check them out. Anything options, dark pools, analytics on stocks. Hey, the options algo score just went really positive on the 1 minute. A lot of call buying happening. So keep that in mind. Yeah, wow. A lot of call buying happening in the last 10 minutes here. Explains our rise up. But let me pull up the gamma exposure. So pretty hefty exposure at 900, meaning it's going to be tough for us to, and it's like $600 million worth of gamma exposure at 900. So in fact, that open interest that you folks are tweeting at me and sharing on Discord and stuff does make sense. Because with this type of gamma exposure, we're going to need heavy volume to break through and above it. The way to look at gamma exposure, if this bar is green, the way I look at it is it's kind of like trying to break through like a force field almost on the upside and the downside. So if we were trading at 950 and we were all of a sudden selling off into 900 again, it would kind of act like a padding, right? Because market makers would have to hedge by buying into the sell-offs, right? And vice versa on the rip up. They have to sell as we rip up to 900. And so if it's a super negative gamma exposure, that's when you see those big accelerant moves. You know, when we hit 900, next thing you know, we're at 960. like we've had for the last couple months, those are really negative gamma exposures. So yeah, that makes sense. That's something to look at. And like I think you guys are tweeting at me, this should be expiring this week as well. Marcus says Yashi's Juju's already working cracking 900. I'm gonna keep Weeble up here for a little bit until we get past 900 here a little bit. Prague, how's it going? All right, first Juju consuming. Now, let's do it. Stefan, how's it going? Maryland, James, how's it going? Trinity, Florida. I just realized, so yesterday I was talking about going to Austin, potentially. I just realized my best friend's getting married that weekend. So, but the April the 7th is actually not on the weekend. It's the Thursday, right? So in theory, I could go there a day or two before and then for the 7th, and then I have to leave pretty much right after. And that's what I'm trying to debate if it's worth going or not. That's awesome. Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it is quadruple witching as well, meaning 4 sets of options and futures are expiring today. Generally, what that's going to bring is heavier volume on close. And like I said yesterday, probably subdued volume during the day. We're at 21 million so far during the day. So that's okay. But on close, we're probably going to see a hefty volume spike. I'm thinking 5 or 6 million, 7 million shares traded to close the day on the last minute. And of course, next week should be a little bit more open in terms of, opening up new contracts for big money. So generally speaking, it's okay. It's not a huge event, but quadruple witching is something to keep in mind, especially if you are. I mean, I'm surprised on quadruple witching day we're having a 4% up day. Lewis, how's it going? Paco from Johannesburg, there we go. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, folks. I was talking to someone who left a comment. Like I've been watching and this person's been commenting for like months on all my stuff. He's like, I just realized I didn't hit subscribe on any of your videos or my channel. And I realized it's so easy to do that. I do that all the time. So, friendly reminder, do me a favor, hit subscribe if you're new. Joel says, can the general public go to the Austin event? Well, that's the thing is Austin so far, I have no idea how ticketing is going to work. It sounds like they're opening it up to 15,000 people. Some people were nice enough to invite me to some sort of Tesla event happening. So at the very least, I'm sure I'd be able to meet up with people and do. I'm not sure if you guys would want to do like a Juju Gang meetup or something like that. That would be fun. Yeah, I could upload videos from there too. Samir, appreciate you. Thank you. Lori says, "What's your take on the Master Plan Part 3?" I think it's super. It's awesome news. It's welcomed because, like we were talking about yesterday, we want to see. I mean, not that Master Plan Part 2 is done, but we want to see where the future is in the next 5 or 10 years of Tesla and how Elon sees it. I think we can probably surmise part of it, but until we hear from it, particularly, I don't think none of us know. I'm guessing a lot of it has to do with robots, AGI, Mars, multiplanetary. It'd be interesting to see if that gets put into Tesla's master plan, though. Obviously, SpaceX would have a piece of that too. And if Tesla's master plan Part 3 all of a sudden talks a lot about multiplanetary stuff, can you all of a sudden start thinking about Starlink, SpaceX, these companies being a part of Tesla, or Tesla owners being a part of those, and how? Right. So those are the questions that I kind of have at the moment. Let me know your take as well. Okay, so let's go through some news. Let me just make sure there's no comment. Vern said, I think your podcast with Farzad was one of your best. Thank you. Any new being lined up? Vern, appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, it was an honor to be on Farzad's channel. I had a super awesome time. Super like not random, but like non-Tesla, like stuff that is not specifically always Tesla related, being asked. So yeah, I had an awesome time. So dipping below 900 here. And on that, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some tweets while we wait for that to go back above 900. Okay, let's go. So this was sent to me by Michael on Twitter. Shout out to you, Michael. I know you're not watching, but you're watching the replay. This is a tweet from Forward Cap about Tesla's performance versus some other mega caps. So in the last month, Tesla's returning about 5%, Apple's down 3%, Microsoft, Google, Amazon all about 3 or 4%. In the last 12 months, Tesla has returned the highest 37% return in the last 12 months. Apple's at 35, Microsoft's at 29, 33 for Google, and 5% for Amazon. Amazon's a laggard, but okay. In the last 6 months, Tesla's up. So really, in the only time frame that Tesla is down or share price returns in the last 3 months is 4%. Now, of course, this is arbitrary to a degree because depending on the dates that you set it for, of course, it's going to be very different. Like for example, October 21st, right? Which is not a long time ago. Like October, so November, December, January, February, March, 5 months ago, pretty much flat. But of course, if you wait it, just a week after that point to now, we're down about 30-40%. But the point here being is the long-term trajectory of companies, of even like Tesla's held up, astonishingly well, I think, considering everything that's happening. And I've always had that question. I'm not sure as like a Tesla bull if you had that question before. Like, what's a stress test that we can have for a company or a stock that's gone up 5 or 10 times in the last 2 or 3 years? How do you stress test something like that? And I'm not sure if it's because it's a split. I'm not sure if it's just institutional ownership being locked up now. But it's nice to see that Tesla has been stress tested here quite a fair bit. I mean, you can throw in the comments what your predictions are for how much more something could be stress tested. But fundamentals matter here in terms of earnings power as well. And that leads me into my next bulletin point. If I can pull it up here. It's from Gary Black. Gary says, my $1,600. Oh, let me pull up on this on the Chrome here. By the way, invitation for Gary Black is still open to come on the channel. I tweeted at him, and I think a bunch of you folks liked it. I think I got like 100 and something likes on it. But I never heard back from Gary. I DM'd him. Yeah, I haven't gotten a reply. Maybe he just doesn't want to come on. But if you nag him enough, tell him that he actually wants him on. The Juju Gang wants him on. Maybe he'll come on. I think it'd be awesome to have Gary on. My $1,600 price target, Gary says, is based on 2026 EPS of $55 and a 2026 PE of 45 times, which assumes future growth at about 20%. While some will quibble with my Tesla 2030 volume estimate of only 10.7 million cars, I assume EV adoption of 60% by 2030 versus only 6.6% today. You know what's astonishing, by the way, this is me talking, is the question is what percentage of this is going to come from China? What I'm afraid of is China is really taking over North America in terms of EV adoption. And that kind of worries me because I don't want North America to lag, but China's doing such an awesome job with EV adoption. And Gary says, and Tesla overall share of 12.6% by 2030 versus only 1.3% today of the global market. And he attaches his forecast. I personally love these forecasts. I know some people watching probably don't, but I really like them. It's a quick way to see what someone thinks. So 2025, Gary is estimating about $45 adjusted EPS, right? $45, but he's assuming 5.2 million cars. I think Tesla can get to a $45 EPS just by selling 4.5 million cars, maybe a little bit above. I think the operating margins are going to be healthier. And so $45 EPS in 2025, if you take that and you establish, he says a 55 PE. Actually, he's doing it based on 2026 now. But even if you do it based on $45, let's say a 50 PE, you get 2,000 something. You discount that back, say 7 or 8%. I think Gary discounts way more than that. There's no thread here. I think he discounts way more than 7 or 8%. Whatever you discount it with, and that's how he gets to his $1,600 price target today. So always good to see what institutional money is thinking. Back over 900 here. Let's read some comments. Thank you, Great American. Appreciate that. Yeah, by the way, if you guys have any recommendations of people to come on, I always say this, I'm hashtag team no clout. So if you tweet something, tweet tweet them, tag me. I'll push it. We can get the Juju Gang behind that. Then I'm sure we can land some people. Alex, how's it going? Andrew says, if you can get an invite to Austin, I'd strongly recommend going. I've been fortunate enough to be at several Tesla events, launches, including Gigafactory Nevada opening and Semi. That's awesome, Andrew. I really do want to go. And someone was DMing me yesterday. They were saying, this is like a once in like, not a lifetime, but like, once in a while opportunity that you get. And it kind of did ring home with me a little bit. I definitely do want to go. Just like it's gonna be the biggest gigafactory. Austin's dope. I haven't been to Austin. I've been to Dallas. I love Texas. Um, yeah, it's not that I'm finding excuses. It's just we'll see where it goes. I'm very impromptu with my travel, to be quite honest. I'm not quite the the planner. I think it's probably a fair way to I'm the person that books something for the day before. Not that I'm going to do this, by the way, but someone that books something the day before. Kevin says everything about moving to the U.S. Well, I mean, Kevin, actually, kind of. We've thought about it, Avi and I. I think what the plan is to eventually be more of a snowbird. Not that it snows here very often. Like 6 months is what we're allowed to stay in the States. 6 months in Canada. And I think that's kind of perfect. Vancouver is a beautiful city, home for us. Vancouver is really nice from like May to like September, right? Beautiful. It's like second to none, I think, selfishly. And though we would love, I think, like in the winter months and let's say spring even. By the way, I hate fall. I don't know. I get a lot of flack for this. I hate fall. The autumn season is just not for me. And also I hate spring. I just like I like the extremes. Give me the really hot. Give me the really cold with snow. I don't like the like mushy middle. And again, Vancouver's like the definition of that. But yeah, I don't want to know if I'm gonna have to wear a sweater or a jacket and then have to switch midway through the day, or have to wear rain boots or like my Blundstones. Like, just tell me what to do one way or another. I'm fine with it. But yeah, we love a lot of places in the States though. Arizona is awesome. My buddy Justin always makes fun of me. He always says that I like whatever like old retirement people like. Maybe my taste is like that. Maybe my taste is not that refined. We loved, like, for example, Phoenix, Scottsdale. Really liked Orlando. LA was nice, but LA we really have to spend more time exploring. We were only there for a week, I think. New York been to, but not very long, even less. So a lot to explore. That's the thing with the States, right? If you're Canadian, you're going to relate to this. The thing with the States is you can pick up your bags as an American and move from Seattle to Florida and have a 180 on your lifestyle change. From Canada, okay, you can move from Vancouver to like, okay, Toronto. I mean, Toronto to like Calgary. I mean, they're all kind of the same, right? More or less, more or less. As an American, you can 180 your lifestyle based on where you want to stay. It's just, it's a lot more diverse in geography. I'm a big geography guy. Florida for the winter months, says Zach. Yeah. See here. You guys are recommending some people to come on. Okay. Trip Chowdhury. I would love to have Trip on. Does he have Twitter? Great American, thank you for the $3 super chat. Appreciate that, my friend. Happy Friday. Does Trip Chowdhury have Twitter? Can we not harass, but can we bug him to come on the channel? That'd be awesome. I love Trip's analysis. I love the part I love about Trip's analysis is that he's always like looking around the factories, and like I just get this visual of him like peeking over fences and stuff to get like us all the juicy details of what's happening. You like San Fran? I like San Fran as the city. I would not live there. It's like a warmer Vancouver with more expenses and more tech, mind you. But I don't think I'd live in San Fran. If I'm gonna move to California, I'm gonna move to SoCal. If this is me hypothetically speaking. I don't want like the 20 degrees, the 15 degrees. I went in the summer. It was like cold. What's that quote? The coldest summer or the warmest summer. The coldest summer I've had is oh man, someone put in the comments. The, co- I'm just gonna butcher it. Someone knows it. I know it. Someone's gonna write it in the chat. I'm just gonna wait. Um, there we go, Justin. Yes, move to a low tropical island. I don't think we have a low tax tropical island as a Canadian, but yeah. Uh, all right, 976 sitting on Tesla. Have Rob on. I would love to have Rob on. I've shot him an invite. And some of the GG members have actually messaged him on his Patreon as well. But open invite for Rob to come on. New Mexico, how's it going? Bobby, thank you. The coldest winter I've had was the summer in San Francisco. Thank you, Bobby. I didn't want to butcher that too much. Oh, Ben's coming in too. There we go. Kevin, appreciate you folks. Oh, Cybertruck too. Okay, there we go. So we got a little bit of a delay, but there we go. S Roach too. Okay, shout out to you guys. Thank you. There we go. The coldest winter I've had was the summer in San Francisco. And it was so true. I went there. How old was I? I was like 18. Went there, with like tank tops, shorts in like July. And it was like cloudy, windy, 15 degrees Celsius. I went to Sausalito. It was way warmer there. Don't know why. But yeah, it was awesome. Thank you, Gonzalo. Appreciate you tuning in. Alrighty, so $900.69 sitting on Tesla. Nice. Let's go through some other news pieces for the week. Sawyer tweeted yesterday, breaking a record 293 Tesla Megapacks spotted at Giga Nevada preparing for delivery. These Megapacks are worth a combined $420 million. It's just crazy. At the current individual price of $1.433 million each. There are 3,464 Model Ys worth of batteries in just these 300 Megapacks. You know what's nuts is, how the German was it the Berlin or the Brandenburg government allowed Tesla to build 3,000 Model Ys as like test units. I was just doing some math on that, and they have to scrap those cars, right? Like, or they might be able to recycle them, but they can't sell those cars. 3,000 of those cars at 50 grand, even at 50 grand each. And I know Model Ys are way more than that. That's $150-200 million worth of inventory that you just have to build and then scrap. It's kind of nuts, isn't it? Cybertruck says I went to San Fran in July in shorts, t-shirts, flip-flops. I nearly got hypothermia. Larry, how's it going? Is that true? Really, Mimi? I didn't know that. The marine layer ruined San Fran. What was it? The like Pier, what is it? Pier 18? Man, I forget what it is. Pier 7? No, Pier 21. Pier 21. They got beautiful stuff. Pier 1, Pier 31. The one by the Embarcadero, was that Pier 3 or something? But yeah, I think it's beautiful there. But to be fair, I get that in Vancouver. Pier 39. 39. Okay. It's been so long since I've been there. San Fran's nice, but I said this to someone. I was like, that's San Fran is just the American Vancouver almost. So, it is what it is. Oh, that's too bad, Steven. All right, 901.06 sitting on Tesla here. Let's pull up the options live feed. I just want to see what they got going on here in terms of options order flow. Let's pull that up. Options flow. Let's pull up Tesla. Let's see. Oh, wow. A lot of calls being swept at the ask. 890 strike, 915 strike. Okay. Folks, we're getting some pretty good flow for next week coming in. 925, 915. It's a pretty bullish flow. 146K worth, 150K. Seems like I think we're going to run into high of day to close here. That's my guess here. Don't worry, we're gonna play our closing price guessing game very soon. All right, let's try a segment. I want to try a segment with you folks here. Let's do Hot Take Friday. Throw your hot takes related to Tesla in the chat. Try to keep it PG. But, hot take, for example, if you don't know what hot take is, I'll give you an example here. Okay, I'll give you an example of a hot take someone put in the chat 3 or 4 weeks ago when Berlin was going through all the FUD. Hot take, Tesla should take everything from Berlin and move it over to Poland and build a factory there. Hot take, right? These takes don't have to be popular, but you can throw your hot take in here. Let's read some. Let's see what we got on a Friday here. 12:21. That's the time. 901.75 sitting on Tesla here. Jesse, how's it going? Hey, Ashley, what a week. 760 to 900. Yeah, exactly. We're just going through the weekly chart. What a week indeed. You know what? FOMC's over. Everyone realizes that rate hikes aren't the end of the world. We can hopefully move on soon enough. Inverse head and shoulders on the daily. We'll play our closing price guessing game soon, but man, that's a clean breakout on the daily. Check this out. Like, last 4 days have been beautiful. Was anyone holding any options this week or for next week? I'm cleaned out of options at the moment. It's or shorter term stuff. Man, but you probably made a lot of money if you've gotten some options in towards the beginning of the week. Take care, Laurent. Rob says, hot take. Giga Berlin wasn't delayed by the German government. It was really accelerated by them. Well, there's definitely a degree of there's notion out there. 902.31 sitting on Tesla. There's definitely that notion out there that Legacy Auto was doing whatever they could to really just elongate, to really take Berlin to the next level of red tape. There's 100% theory, that kind of theory out there. Rob says Austin Model Y will be a 60 kilowatt 4680 battery pack. 60 kilowatt 4680. So walk me through this, or leave a comment down below to explain to kind of a layman like me. I try to keep up with the stuff, but there's just so much. So 4680s, of course, we know they're gonna reduce their weight, increase the efficiency, increase the range, for less cells, right? So now when we talk about 60 kilowatts is still 60 kilowatt hours, but less 4680 battery cells are required, right, in the pack. So would that, in theory, that 60 kilowatt hour just have a longer efficiency? So if a Model Y, let's say, is typically, I don't even know how much it is, 500 kilometers, might be 600. What's the estimated range on that? Okay, let's read some more hot takes. Tommy says, hot take, Tesla should buy Lemonade and scrap everything but home and auto insurance. There's some overlapping of investorship between Lemonade and Tesla, I think. I know Matt Smith and Emmett Peppers from Good Soil talk about it a lot, friends of the show. They talk about Lemonade a lot on their channel. I have some Lemonade, to be honest, but I lost so much money in leaps on Lemonade, and then I just bought some commons and left them in my TSFA. Chris says Tesla should put radar back in the cars. The amount of phantom braking in my Model Y 2022 is insane. Never happened in my 2018 Model 3. Interesting. And so, are you on FSD beta, or are you just doing like autopilot when that's happening? I've had phantom braking. I tweeted this out. I had it once on my road trip, out of the whole 1,200 kilometer road trip, so pretty decent there. I kind of had one this morning though, but I couldn't tell if it was because of the rain. It was fine, and all of a sudden it started pouring. It started pouring. As soon as it started pouring, I had and there was no one behind me, so it was like an empty road, but with cars parked on the side. I went down from 50 kilometers an hour to like 40 really fast. 902.33, folks. So I think we're about to hit high day here soon. Good hot take. Remember, these are hot takes. Let's see here. Hot take, Andy says the 10K EV rebate won't pass. I don't think anything's passing government. The amount of stalemates in government today, like the problem with government today is that everyone's trying to get a one-up on each other. No one's actually trying to accelerate anything. No one's actually trying to innovate. When's the last time government innovated? Everything about government today is just backwards. It's about taking shots at other people. It's about trying to play down your opponent. It's about trying to win the next election. It's about trying to pass your theory as being the right theory. Nothing's about innovation or progress anymore. That's the problem. And of course, it doesn't help with the two-party system in the States. Farzad, heart take. Farzad, welcome. Tesla will do a stock buyback in 2023. I like that hot take a lot. And you know what? I would think end of 2023, 2024. Why not? I mean, Tesla's going to be printing so much money. What would EPS be by then? I don't know, $10, 15. I don't know. Not sure exactly what it would be, but it'd be massive, right? By then. So I like that hot take. That's a good one. John Daly says, hot take, Tesla will make more money. 902.55 for my audio listener friends. John Daly says, hot take, Tesla will make more money by 2030 by licensing FSD to other automakers than from selling their own cars. Well, that's the beauty about software. You know, you can argue with the vision-only approach, but if Tesla can solve it, let's say, if you're having an argument, if Tesla can solve it, when Tesla solves it, the ability to pass that on to new automakers is very easy, right? It's 8 cameras around the car, cover the distance, calibrate it to the software, boom, you're off to the races. Any car is self-aware at that point. That's the beauty of the vision-only approach. If you did radar, LiDAR, these are, of course, equipments that need to be retrofitted if they're going to go into a fleet already existing. So that's why I like the vision-only approach from more of a software perspective. I like that. Sanju, how's it going? Happy Friday. Maybe it says, hot take, Tesla will start a chip factory. Well, Samsung is what? How many kilometers away? Like Samsung is 10 or 15 kilometers away from the Giga Texas factory. So I like that. Let's go. Okay. Vasil says, hey, I have an interesting question. If you buy Tesla shares in a TSFA, couldn't you try to time Tesla? RRSP, you could time it, because in RRSP, you could do whatever you want. You're not going to get taxed. TSFA, you can't trade. You can't day trade in a TSFA. That's the problem. Hey, Sanju, setting up a GG Gang meetup in Austin, Alex says. There we go. I know Alex is going. And Sanju, I think you're going as well. You guys got to meet up. And hopefully I can join you guys. Final version says, hot take, we're still 10 plus years away from level 5 FSD. Let's take this. Good hot take, final version. That's the whole point of the segment. Even if it takes, let's say, till 2030 to solve FSD, and Farzad said this during our conversation. Even if it takes till 2030 to solve FSD, when you solve it, how much of an unlocking of value is that? Even if it takes till 2030, the magnitude of full self-driving being solved by anyone at a scalable solution, a software solution that's scalable, not like to a fleet of X millions of cars, that's valuable. So, I mean, I'm generally more on your side of the argument when I'm talking about level 5 being passed by government approval. I don't think 10 plus years, but like, for example, I always say this, we just got Uber and Lyft approved here like 2 years ago in Vancouver, after like how long of trying to beg the city government to allow it. And even when it got approved now, there's like hurdles for a lot of drivers to get started. There's like fees on top of fees that make it more comparable to taxis. It's just, I don't believe in government, at least here. Andy says, hot take, robotaxis will need remote assistance in extreme edge cases. I've given this a lot of thought. Why not have a group of people when you're starting off FSD to do exactly what you're saying? Just remote drive in situations where something is stuck. Like there is construction in the middle of the night. You can't really read the sign because someone's graffitied over it. And you need to pull a UE, right? Like, examples like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I think that's very possible. Although I think Elon and Tesla will do anything to make sure that that's not the case. Rob says, hot take: Neuralink will merge with Tesla bots so you can control your car with your mind. I like that a lot. And he says, hot take: Yes, we'll go to Austin last minute. I like that hot take. Let's keep it hot. uh, let's see here. Hot take: EV adoption will essentially be 100% by 2030. Ryan, I'm on your side of that argument 100%. The problem I have with that argument, just from a manufacturing perspective, is who is going to be selling all of these cars? That's why I always say we don't need a down Legacy. We don't need a down Lucid and Rivian. We need to push these guys. Oh, Hive Day coming up here, folks. Keep it going. I'm going to eat a juju. We need to push these people to make more cars to get to 100% adoption. The last thing I want to, the last kind of world I want to live in, at least electric cars speaking, is in 10 years, Tesla's the only scalable EV solution still. We don't want to live in a monopoly. It's heading that way, unless a lot of these car companies get their act in order. But I don't want to live in a world where Tesla has a monopoly. What makes Apple so good is the competition that Apple had in the smartphone industry. After everyone laughed at it, of course. But we need good competition to push everyone up. Monopolies kill free markets. By the way, you know how I know Tesla's obviously good? Like, whenever you talk to a person that doesn't follow Tesla or investing or nothing, they don't really care about EVs. The only thing you really have to say to them is, you know how Tesla's going to win? If you look at any EV car, Hive Day coming up here, folks. If you look at any EV car model, who do they try to copy? Tesla. They try to copy the big screen. They try to copy nowadays even the yoke. If everyone's copying you, imitation is the best form of flattery, right? Early in the days, everyone would copy the original iPhone. I remember buying this Chinese knockoff. I forget what company it was that was trying to essentially make an iPhone, but it was like the classic, like the worst duplicate, complete ripoff, but like at half the price. So I bought it. I was a student. And I remember thinking like, oh, it's going to be the same thing. And then you try it and the user interface doesn't work properly. Like that's all you really need to know as to terms of who's going to win this race to like an average person that doesn't follow any of this sort of stuff. So, and he says, hot take: if Juju Gang all try to meet up at GigaFest together, we will get a media pass and Tesla will let us go in. Hey, if we show up at the doors and we just harass the security guards to get in, maybe we will get in. Rodfather says, hot take: Elon will have another kid in 2 years. I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think that's a hot take. He's doing his part, like he says, right? Okay. Eat all the oranges you want for Tesla to move no matter what now. All right, I'm gonna eat one. Eat another one here. All right, folks, let's hit Hive Day here. Let's go. Mr. Ski says, speak for yourself. I want Tesla to have a monopoly. Here, I'll humbly recommend that you don't. A monopoly market right now is great for a company that's young, pivoting a lot, doing well, like Tesla. And, young as in like just young in their scale still. Look at Apple. If Apple had no competition, it would be hard pressed once it had hit mass scalability to continue to innovate. Trust me when I say this. Of course, Tesla. We all want to think Tesla's in 10 years is going to be as agile as it is now, and maybe it might be. But competition is the best way to push people's butts in place, and to have friendly competition, to have market share rivals, and to have this healthy competition in the market space is the essence of innovation. It's the essence of free markets. So while I get it, of course, as an investor, we're like, hey, we want Tesla to have a monopoly. Having options for people, because remember, there's going to be people in your life that just will never want to buy a Tesla no matter what. No matter no matter what, right? Like it could be like the Pope could give them a Tesla for free for their birthday, and they'd probably spit on the car and they'd say, "Take this away from me." There's people like that, and that's fair enough. I'm sure maybe you have certain brands that you'll never buy from. So we need options for everyone to to adopt EVs. And sure, there are options today, but in 10 years, we need scale. We need scale. Just my argument, but of course, I'm speaking for myself. Um, Farzad says Tesla has the best ability to escape monopoly rules. Way too many industries it'll get involved in that will allow it to redefine itself. That's another part of it, like Alphabet, right? And the amount of antitrust and stuff like that. Yeah, it talks with Andy saying the same thing. So yeah, but I'm not even saying monopoly in the sense of a conglomeration of companies across different industries, but just a monopoly in a specific market. Like imagine if you could, if you went to your phone provider today, and you said, "What options do I have for phones?" and they gave you one option, and it was an iPhone. And yeah, you could buy different models of iPhones, but it was only an iPhone. That's not what we want to live in 10 years. We want to have options, even though we know, like, okay, I'm not going to say we, even though I know I'm only going to buy an iPhone, or that I think an iPhone is the best smartphone on the market. I still think having options for people is good. So Gary, how's it going? Jeffrey says, "Do you think Tesla stock will split this year?" I don't think it'll split. Of course, right now, I think over 1,000 we can start to have that conversation again. Absolutely. I think 11 or 1,200 we probably accelerate that conversation. But under 1,000, as we sit here today, I don't think so at the moment. But do I think this year? I'll throw out towards the end of this year. That's what I'll guess. I still think it happens this year at some point. But of course, with the crash that we've had this year, I'm a little bit less confident in that prediction. But because you don't want to split a stock. Like let's say Tesla, we wake up on Mondays at 1,200. You don't want to split it then. I mean, a day into a $1,200. Like you need and probably the board is probably going to say, we need a foundation of trading here. And to be fair, we had that for a while over $1,000, and then externalities came through. So I think after a month or two of extended trading above 1,050, 1,100, maybe the board just says, "Screw it, we're gonna split at this point." I think splitting helps, and on top of that, Berlin and Austin employees will be online very soon, so that'll be good as well for them. Yeah, who else can scale up? Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Gary says, "Do you believe the opening of the two factories will be the catalyst for the stock?" Well, the question is how much of that is priced in. I think the real question isn't opening of the factories at this point. It's how much is Tesla going to surprise on ramp at this point? We know how fast Shanghai ramped, and it might be unfair. And I said this on yesterday's streams. It might be unfair to try to have the same expectations for the ramp for Berlin and Austin, but maybe it's not. Maybe because Berlin's been sitting on their hands for so long. Same with Austin, waiting to go online. Um, you know, maybe at that point, it scales as fast as Shanghai. Who's to say, right? Everyone wants a split. Yeah, throw in the chat. If Tesla does split, of course, we're talking like super hypothetical at this point. But if Tesla does split, what ratio would you want it to be split at? I see Griffin says here, birthday boy, 10-1 would be 1 trillion for every $100 stock move. I've seen this sentiment a lot where everyone wants to keep it in the tens. There we go. I'm seeing everyone is saying that. Griffin says, "I will die on this hill." So everyone, okay, so there's some 20-1s. Mimi's coming in with that, Brian, too. Everyone wants 10 for 1. So meaning, just so you guys know, so Tesla, when we wake up in the morning, would be $90 today. And so today's move of a 3.2% update would be $2.80. Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with a $3 move? And of course, if you don't trade options, you probably don't care. If you trade options, maybe that affects it. But you know what? Covered calls would be a lot easier with a lot less capital, right? That'd be a big reason. Yeah. Because now all of a sudden 100 shares won't cost you 90 grand. It'll cost you 9 grand. That's true. Good point. Vasil says, no, that's boring. That's that. But you know what? To be fair, it's not like Tesla has liquidity issues. You want to talk about liquidity issues? Check out Amazon. Amazon has gaps on the 1 minute. You know, we talk about gaps on the daily. Screw gaps on the daily. Amazon's having Amazon, and of course they're splitting. We know that now. Finally, that was a deal. That was kind of a hill I died on a little bit. It's so illiquid. It's having gaps on the 1 minute, and of course we know Google does this a lot too. Check out Google. How thin Google's trade. Like Google trades so thin, and we know they're splitting as well. So I think the first thing to look at is going to be, and look at Tesla. No gaps, super liquid, not an issue. So 10-1, yeah, good point. Tim Watson said, I believe lessons from Shanghai will lead to a smoother and more efficient ramp for new factories. Absolutely true, Tim. I have a hard time, though, with, like, China has done such an awesome job. Like, it's unrivaled how fast they've scaled and ramped. Of course, I have belief in Tesla to get better and better and better. The question is really how much of that ramp, the speed of ramp, had to do with labor laws in China and the ability for the Chinese people to do awesome work, and to I mean, not lack of regulation, but to just work at warp speed. China is just a different beast when it comes to manufacturing. Gary says hostel room still open in Austin for the Gigafactory opening. I appreciate that, Gary. Yeah, you know, I talked about that earlier. TBD, to be decided. Vern says they'll scale faster than Shanghai did, from what they've learned, and manufacturing is less complex. The 4680s will make it a lot less complex, but that's towards the end of the year, right? The 2170s, you know. So, you know what? But my point being, not that I'm trying to dampen ramp here or to set not to say I don't think Tesla's learned anything from here. I'm just trying to set expectations reasonably. And if I'm trying to set expectations reasonably, you can imagine Wall Street is really being conservative with the ramp up. So if you talk about upside surprise, that might be something to look at. Corey says, Friday, Witch Fest. Let's go. Juju all day. How's it going, Corey? Apple does well. It's been around 165. Yeah, that's true. Well, okay, look, if it's $1,200 a share, Tesla, 10-1 split, it's 120. Kind of getting that Apple territory, right? Yeah, URL definitely. URL says don't underestimate Berlin and Austin for sure. There's, you know, the bull in me, of course, you know, is on that side. I'm just trying to make sure that expectations are not, oh, we're going to ramp as fast as Shanghai or faster than Shanghai within 2 weeks of being opened, right? Like, so Roy says China's quote best regulation is no regulation. Essentially, yes. Jason, how's it going? Jason is always a good Friday with Yashu. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy Friday, 12:45, 15 minutes to close. Flirting with high of day here, 901.64 on Tesla. Let's play Tesla closing price guessing game. It is what it sounds. Throw in your guess, one guess only of what Tesla will close at. Not after hours, but on the closing cross. Remember, fair warning, it is quadruple witching day. So we probably are going to see some sort of a shift right at close. Maybe a gap up, maybe a gap down. Keep that in mind. Maybe I'm giving hints here, but maybe an even close. I'm going to guess 900. Throw your guess in. One guess only. Remember, Price is Right rules. So if you guess a penny over, you disqualify. It's at or under. Price is Right rules. We'll go from there. All right. A lot of guesses coming in. Let's do it. Dan says just 30% of people like the video. No guessing without like. There we go. We'll make that part of the game. You have to hit like and subscribe before you guess. I never ask for subscribers enough. I feel like I need to get better at that. But um, alrighty, hit subscribe if you're new. Okay, a lot of good guesses coming in here. Larry says, "What's your most bullish price target for end of this year? If macro issues subside, amazing earnings, fast ramping." Well, let's just play hypothetical for a second, right? Let's say Tesla does 1.6 million cars this year. Let's say, and let me just pull out the calculator here. Pull up the calculator. Oh, if I can. If they do 1.6, let's say they do 350 this quarter, they grow that, let's say 420, 350. I'm not even sure what. By the way, throw your guess in. I'm perfect. Thanks for throwing all your guesses in there, folks. Remember, one guess only. Throw your guess in. This will be a separate guess. This won't be a contest because we won't know it in time. But throw your guess in of what you think quarter one delivery number will be for this quarter. The estimates are in the 300s. I'm going to keep it vague just so you can throw in whatever you need to. Let's say they do 350. Say they do 400. That gets to, or 500. It gets to 800. What I'm trying to say is the end of the year, quarter four is going to be it's going to be backloaded, right? Deliveries are going to be backloaded. And so if deliveries are backloaded, is it reasonable for Tesla to do $6 EPS, $7 EPS quarter four? So if $7 EPS hits quarter four, annualize that. And again, this is hypothetical. $7 EPS, adjusted EPS, annualized $7, you get $28 EPS annualized. Tesla PE, forward PE, current PE has always been super high up until today, right? Now it's not. And so if you throw not even a massive, but if you throw like a 70 or 80 PE, let's say a 70 PE on a $28 forward EPS, that's a $2,000 stock, right? So, but of course, execution is key. And of course, Tesla bears or people that don't believe in Tesla stock price or fundamentals are going to say, well, I'm just going to wait for that to happen. Until that happens, who am I to believe that Tesla is going to make 500,000 cars in a quarter? So, but of course, Berlin and Austin, if they come through clutch, and of course, chip shortages don't kill us this year, who's to say $7 EPS is not possible quarter four? Annualizing that, massive, just huge. This is the year. End of this year is really the year when you start to see we're in that snowball stage, of course, but the snowball's about this big. Eventually, you get to a point where like the snowball's, wow, it's like sizable, and then next year and the year following is like it's like the snowball's so big, it's a hard time pushing it down, but you're over the hill at this point, so it's going to start accelerating exponentially. So that's where we're at. Okay, some comments here about quarterly deliveries. Let's see here. 315K, 340K, 69 cars. Okay, I like it. Richard says, can you surmise the last or summarize the last 45 minutes and 5 minutes? Summary being, we're flirting with high day, and let's try to break it in the next 10 minutes here. Farzad says 30 to 35 in the fourth quarter. What's Troy Teslike at? Troy Teslike, last time I checked, is at pull this up. Oh, whoops. I just commented on the Discord instead of searching. Troy is at damn, I have to pull up on Twitter. 902.85. Maybe someone can leave a comment here what Troy is at. Oh, folks, look at this green candle. Someone eating juju out there? All right. Oh, okay. I threw my guess out, right? I said 900? Yeah, I did. Hopefully it's 910. Remember, on the weekly, let me pull up the moving averages for a hot second. On the weekly, let's pull up the 9, 21, 50, 150, 100. Like I said earlier on this week, if we can close above 866, that'd be the 9-week moving average. We'd be in bull territory again. And we've blown through that. So super, super awesome close today. Okay. 902.15. 902.15. Read the comments here. Great American says over 900 is becoming a stalling point for upward price movement. I mean, it's no surprise, right? We talked about this with the gamma exposure. That's why I like looking at this sort of stuff. Although, you could argue it's overkill. But if you care about price action, that's why I like looking at gamma exposure, and you can see how fat the gamma exposure is at 900, and that's why we're having a tough time breaking through it up. So makes sense. It makes sense. Max Pain, by the way, what is Max Pain, or what is the expiration date? This is wrong. Just a heads up. If you guys use Traditex, Max Pain, whatever they have, I don't trust it. It's always wrong. But gamma exposure makes sense. For Tesla, like Dan says, is at 319K and 1.56 for this fiscal year. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. So if a lot of that comes backloaded, that could be huge. Roy says, this is better than March Madness. High compliment, my friend. Thank you. Alex says, hot take, credit upgrade afternoon, earnings come out, factories open, and net profits over 14% will cause front running and gamma squeeze. Sounds like a beautiful afternoon. I think, and I've been down on record on this. I have a video on my channel about this. I think credit upgrades are going to come July, beginning of July. That's still my guess. Oh, I got to check if I have any options expiring. Hold on. Do the same. Make sure you guys check you have nothing expiring today. Wow, 9:04. Okay, boom. High day, folks. It only took 53 minutes into the stream, but all the juju eating has done it. We've broken through Hive Day, 9:04.63, sitting on Tesla. Thanks for joining me on Tesla Power Hour today. Happy Friday to everyone. Hit subscribe if you're new. I don't have anything expiring. Okay. Cool. 25 million shares traded. I mean, not bad. Not bad. Gary says send a Juju to Yaletown. There we go. It was you. Nice. Okay. 904.63. 6 cents away from 905 from is Hive Day. All right. Packer says best time of the week, Juju Hour. Appreciate that. 2 live streams this week. 2 live streams this week. Have had an awesome week. Regarding price movement, of course. And this weekend I'll be away, but you know what? I'm probably going to record some videos before I go and schedule them out. And then maybe I will release them early to the Juju gang on Patreon and channel membership. Good volume coming in. Yeah, decent volume on the 1 minutes here. We're seeing 375K, 313K, 905.53, new Hive Day here, folks. Thank you, Sachin. Appreciate that. Gary says, nice Canucks shirt. Gary, I'm glad you noticed. Canucks fan. 906.80 on Tesla. Penguins. Oh, got Penguins fans in here. 907. I'm actually like half looking at my phone to see if there's any big trades happening because Monday's trade deadline. Wow, 90, folks, 907. Who's eating the oranges? Because I've run out at this point. I've run out of oranges at this point. Final says need Juju t-shirts we made so we can all wear on Fridays. Not to plug too much, but if you check the description, I'll throw it in here. You can actually buy yourself some Hit That Bid merch if you want. I have a sweater sitting over there, but if I get up now, I'm probably going to start sweating. But I'll throw it into the chat if you're curious enough for it. I will wear a Juju shirt in Austin. Check it out. like I'm the worst at promoting that. No, and that's fair enough. I mean, the whole channel's point is not to promote, but to have a good time, of course. But if you're curious, if you want to get a Hit That Bid t-shirt or sweater, t-shirt, there's a Juju on the back. Check it out. Link in the comment. Back to the price action. 906.40. There we go. You aired people just saying that it's all the oranges that you were throwing and eating. Okay, there we go. Juju socks. Yes. Yes, I got socks as well, apparently. Check it out. If you just want a simple orange, the shirt's for you. If you want the orange on the back, I kind of tried placing the orange where you can almost cover it with a hood if you wanted to. Not really, but it's there. I need a brand upgrade when it comes to merch. I need to do more topical stuff. I need to do more. Here's the problem. I'm not creative. I am the worst creative person. Like, quite literally, I've probably failed grade 2 art. Yash, do you know how to enable the right hand axis, y-axis to show where price resistance is? You mean, I'm not entirely. Are you talking about Webull, like what I have here with all of the annotations? I think that might be in your chart settings, and then show prices. I think is where you probably have to go. Griffin says, I'm watching from Orange County, so I'm always Juju. There we go. Okay, 3 minutes to go, folks. 9:07. Let's do it. Juju diapers. If you were to have Hadouken says, if you were to have a Juju sound effect, what would it be? I don't know. You tell me. What would the sound effect be if I had a Juju? How about sitting on t-shirt, says Bobby. Bobby, it's a great idea. I need to, and shout out to you, Swede. Let me just pull up the DM here. I don't want to get your name wrong. Your Twitter handle. Prime Swede sent me this last week. Sitting on Tesla. Let me know in the chat if I should make this a merch item. Let me know if I should. Would anyone really buy that if I put that on a shirt? I mean, that could kind of be funny, to be honest, but I feel like it'd be kind of self-absorbed. Okay. 906.57 on Tesla at the moment. Let's see here. Sitting on Tesla t-shirt, yes. There has to be some good creators. Yeah, there's awesome creators in the chat here, of course. It's a mixed reaction. No worries, folks. You don't have to buy anything to come join me on the chat. I'm glad you guys are spending Friday power hour market close with me here, regardless. I appreciate you guys tuning in with your time. That's the highest investment anyone can make, is spending your time with me. Okay. Richard says it would be the loud honk of a goose. Maybe a Canada goose. Okay, 905.84 sitting on Tesla at the moment. Pretty good close, folks. I mean, yes, not finishing at super high of day, a couple bucks short, but finishing over 900 to end the week here, and we're gonna have a winner here soon. So don't leave yet to see if you won. Folks, closing over 900 today is great. This is awesome. Let's pull this up here. Awesome. I feel like someone's going to get the closing price on the dot today. Okay, we got 30 seconds left here until close. Absolutely. Time is the most valuable commodity. 100% agreed. Okay, so setting up for next week. This is quite the weekly candle. Typically when Tesla gives candles like this, we usually see continuation the following weeks. Of course, history is not an indication of what's to happen in the future. There we go. Stock market is now closed, 905.39. But if you look at big Tesla candles that we've had on the weekly, it's hard to find a one and done week. Well, maybe here. What week is this? This is S&P inclusion, so maybe it's a little bit different. But you'll usually find like big Tesla weekly candles. This one might be an exception as well. But big Tesla weekly candles are usually signals of strength to come. 905.39. I'm just going to verify if that's right with my Tesla closing price. 905.39. Can someone else verify if that's correct? Folks, we got 5.85 million shares traded in the last minute of trading here for Quadruple Witching, ending the day at 32 million shares traded. Pretty big. So 905.39. Eric came a little bit over 905.58. Frank guessed 905.01. But Jason, it looks like Jason has beat Frank, guessing 905.05. There we go. I think we have our winner here. It is Jason Pawson. Jason Pawson. Virtual Juju coming your way. Richard says 1,057 next week. Hope so. There we go. What a week. Hopefully, hold on. Everything's loaded here, right? Let's do it. 905. I'm just going to double check one more time. Oh, hold on. Hold on here. Yeah. Okay. Some people guessed towards the end. Okay, perfect. Congrats to Jason. There we go. What a week, folks. What a week. Awesome time with you spending here. 905.39 to close the week. Low of the week, it was 760. Don't know what to say. What a week. Great times. Of course, what we wish for more than stock markets going up is world peace. And hopefully we get some developments around that over the weekend. Take care. Have an awesome weekend, folks. Hit subscribe on your way out if you haven't already. I'll catch you in the next one. Some content coming hopefully over the weekend. Maybe I'll live stream impromptu in the Tesla as a supercharge or something like that. So hit the notification bell for that. Be well. And remember, like I say every Friday, take some time off technology, go meditate, go be with family, go for a hike, go for a walk, be away from tech because the week is hard enough sticking to your computers and doing what we do. All right, guys. Take care. Much love for everyone. I see all the comments tuning in. Take care. I'll catch you guys next week and or probably this weekend. And for everyone that supports on Patreon, channel membership, much love goes out to you as always. I'll catch you guys on Discord as I do every single day. Much love. Take care. Peace, everyone. Gary says, see you in Austin. We'll see. We'll see. Have a great weekend. Bye.